So, hi everybody and welcome back to C++ tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 55 and in this video we continue a little bit with the operators which we learned in our last video. And the point is here is one logical operator missing. And the reason why this logical operator is missing is that it has not an alternative symbol like this one. What you see here, this exclamation mark, this and this and this double pipe sign, they are shortcuts. And there is one more logical operator. It is called XOR. It has actually a shortcut too here, but it is in another category, which is the comparison operator. It is the shortcut not equal because it has the exactly behavior like this not equal comparison, but it is a logical operator. That sounds a little bit complicated, but what I mean with that is when we go to the keywords, you will find this keyword XOR, and actually you will find the other keywords, this exclamation mark and this and operator and this pipe symbol here too, but not as this shortcut, as names. For example, we have here the name and, this is a keyword, and you see here on top it says as an alternative for and that goes for and that goes for the OR as well as an alternative for this one. And this exclamation mark, let me show you, this one is called not. So these are the three new keywords, but we have not to learn them from new. You have only to know that these are alternatives, right? So this in general in programming you will see this one. So they are not using like not A, but they can, and that's very important to know. If they use it, you should know you can use something like that. But in general, they use this kind of symbols which you see here. And the problem is for the XOR operator, which is not listed here, the logical XOR operator, they say we don't need it listed here because it is similar to the not equal. So we will discuss first of all what the XOR operator does, right? The AND operator, we have already discussed the OR operator, and now the XOR operator. And like the name say, let me write it here down as a comment, the XOR operator is similar to the OR operator which we talked about it, right? What was the OR operator again? The OR operator was this one, which we learned. Oops, not this one. This one, this double pipe OR as an alternative. Alternative is OR. And let me write the other ones too, so we see the alternatives, the AND, alternative, and we learned also this exclamation mark, alternative, not. So this we learned in the last video and how to use them. And here we have an alternative too, but alternative, and we can write not equal, but this one is a little bit special because normally this one is a comparison operator. We learned them, but it has the same functionality. And what does this mean? I will show you in a moment. So what I have here is again two bool variables. One is true and the other one, let's write them down to make it a little bit more easier to see, because most time they write it in one line too to make because they want not to type too much, but this one is more visible. And then I have two bool variables, which means they can have only true and false. And don't be irritated again with these names. This says I say false. They can be still true here, and vice versa. So let's go on. This XOR alternative, what it is doing, there is again a table on the web which you can watch, which you should watch, and today explain it more detail. Here, as a programmer, we want work fast without thinking, and the easy way is here, just think about not equal. So, which means if you have here two variables, XOR, and let's say here I say true, I say false. Now I have these two things here, and now it will compare again this condition here, and the last one, the XOR, will also create a condition, and this condition we can use then here as a if. So if it's the last condition is true, it will print this out. If it's false, this will print out. And when you see a XOR operator, think about just a not equal operator. And that's the easiest way to think as a programmer, because then you know if one of them is not equal, because they should be not equal, then it's true. If one of them are equal, which means they can be both false and both true, it will be all-time false. And that's very simple, straightforward, and without much thinking as a programmer. So you have just to know this one is the same as a not equal. With that said, we go a little bit further and train that what we know so far, which means a little bit training. What I said is we add again some operators here, and this and operator, and say again I say true, for example, and then this or operator. I write this all time wrong, and then I say false. Okay, the one says true, the other says when I write this true, false, and let's do one more. And again, a XOR operator, but this time I use not equal. And this time I write here, I say again true. So what's the problem here? The problem is we have all write it in one line, and we have to check again. Let's use this not operator as well anywhere. Let's use it here to make us a little bit more worse. Because this one is not good. In programming, you try to avoid something like that. And why? Because it's not fast readable. What I mean with fast readable is normally when you go through the code, you want just read the if condition instantly and then go on and solve the task. So you want not try to encrypt what's here. The problem here is you have to encrypt it. I can't see it instantly. So first of all, I have to check, is I say true, are you real true here? And then I have make this operation here. So okay, this must be not equal with this one, this is false, and then I have checked this and there is one more problem here. What is the next problem here? These operators have a precedence, right? I talked about this too. We have then to check, oh my god, which comes before? This and comes before or, okay, and what then? This not sign, logical not operator, comes even before the other ones, okay. And where is the XOR now? And this not equal sign, where is that at all? So then you have to find this not equal sign is here. This one comes even before the other one. This can make a headache. And what I mean with a headache is you are not fast enough, because as a programmer, you are trying to solve your task and not here trying to encrypt a very bad program thing. But sometimes the problem is you have to. But still, if you have to, you can make this here a little bit easier, not visually easier, but a little bit more clearer. And what you have to use then is, instead of using this one, which is possible, and some are using that, which makes the code really hard to read. Instead, you have to use this round brackets to make it easy. You say, I want that you calculate this one first, even so I know this one is coming before. Because normally if you see this 3 lines, let's skip this one, then you have to do this first and then, no, this XOR is even before that one. You see, I have to check again. The XOR comes even before the end one. But let's check this 3 lines. Then here, you know, this AND comes before this OR. And then we check again this not equal sign. Then you have to check that this one and this one must be before this OR one. And that's really crap. To make it easy, like I said, use round brackets and say, okay, I want that you use this one first. Okay, this one come first. Then after that, I want you use, for example, this one here as a block. And I know you should use this one. Okay, this together. And then I want that you use, for example, then you can say this block here as our next operation. And at the end, I want that you use this AND here. Okay, this is still, you see, it's not easier visually, but easier to follow. And why? Why is this easier to follow? Because now I jump in this round bracket and say, okay, this one will be executed. Then I go to this AND and see, oh, wait a second, this goes till this point. And that means this one starts here, a new round bracket. This one will execute it. Then I have to execute this one. And at the last point, I execute this one. And yeah, this is one way you can do it if you really have to write these logical operators one after another to make the code easier to read. Because without that, and it is possible without that, careful, it will not print out an error if you don't use it. But the problem is, if you read the code, like I said before, you will stuck here to encrypt and to solve these logical operations. And that's not what a programmer want. We, as a programmer, we want read fast the condition and go on to our task. We are trying to develop our program, and this kind of stuff is more, yeah, a little bit more solving, encrypting here logical operations. This is not good. That was all I think I wanted to talk in this video. And of course, there are much more to talk about operators, but we will go back later to this, because when I show you this fast again, this is also a very good information before we talk about the other operators. Don't be irritated by the AND, which is 1. That can irritate sometimes as a beginner. You see, here we have double AND is a AND, and here in the arithmetic section we have not talked about this AND operator and this pipe operator and this XOR operator here. Here is also a XOR operator. They are bitwise operators and they have other behaviors. The same goes here for this assignment operators. Yes, be careful about this one at start till you trained them, because this can cause easy problems, and then you are wondering, hey, perhaps you accidentally forgot here one AND or something like that, and you try to start then this program and you are wondering what it is true. That's lucky, because this value is just a random value. It is not really executed well what you expected, because this AND here is not a AND. It is a like it says, using bitwise AND in the description. It's a bitwise AND operator. Careful about that. That's why we have to train these operators as a beginner even more. And with that said, I stop here and see you in the next video. Of course, if you have any comments, any questions, write in the comments. I try to answer them. And with that said, bye and good luck.